Hey guys, I'm here with you. This is my home. This is what I can come out to and take a walk with you real quick and just talk to you about things as they come to mind with you today. I just have a lot to talk about on my heart, and I just want to share with you life, pretty much life, and how to operate in it, different measures, different ways you can operate in life. So I can actually come down here every day down this hill, and then there's a spring down there, and then I can sit with Jesus and God, and pretty much almost like just sitting there in the grass by the waters, just as it said that he will lead you by the still quiet waters. It is actually in the woods, so it's not like a meadow, a pasture area that I'm being led to. It's kind of like woody. The woods, represent more of the mystery, darker places. It's got a little tint of struggle in there, different than the grassy open fields of the meadows. So as we walk down here, I just want to show you life. So you got to take life and really see it for what it is, what's really happening in your life. Basically, nature shows you everything that's happening in your life, but people are too busy to see what's going on. So they're not really awakened to see heaven on earth. And this is what I'm going to show you today, is kind of try to awaken you even more. You might be a little bit awakened, but I want to awaken you to heaven on earth living, what this really is, and how to go about your day. So this is my house here. And when I got this house, it's on Spring Street, so that's a nice name, Spring, and it's got pretty much water that runs beneath the house and everything. So water is really good. It just represents that spring of life and everything. So, but this is in the city Red Boiling Springs. So I'm in Red Boiling Springs, and what's happening here is when I got this house, I didn't know which area I was going to live in. I was just going to live in an area that I could live in, that God was just calling me to. So basically, when I got this house, before I even got the house, he was showing me the house. So usually I know what's going to happen before it happens, so I can make the right decision. So I'm pretty much blessed in that way, because I take attention to my dreams. So my dreams pretty much show me my waking life, even so much that they don't miss a beat. Basically, I'm given the dream, and then I'll walk it out in life. I'm given the dream, I'll walk it out in life. I'm given the dream, I'll walk it out in life. So the dream world and the awake world, for me, is a different realm than most people. For me, it's interlinked. Like, it's pretty much like I'm walking in day, I'm walking in night, I'm walking in day, I'm walking in night. And it's the same walk. It doesn't have like periods of waiting or anything. It's basically, I'm walking like there is no night and day and difference in night and day. I'm pretty much walking in heaven on earth realms. Like, there's no unseen and seen world for me anymore. There's no parallel worlds. It's just one stream of fluid, me walking. So basically, the night has become my day, And so there is no dark places in God. Like literally everything will become light. So as we're walking, this is how you start to do that. So God was showing me this house, Red Boiling Springs, and he showed me a boiler room inside the house. And the boiler room represents prayer life, having to pray things out and really pray. And the thing about the house is it had a bad roof on it, and there was like leaks, and I wasn't going to take the house with the bad roof and the leaks, but I had to figure out what was God saying with this house having the leaks. And he even showed me in the dream of it having the leaks. And even more important was, at the same time as the house, I was at work, and we had a leak right above me at work, like right above me at work. So God was clearly saying there's leaks in the roof that need to be fixed. So what did the leaks on top of me represent? It represented like spiritual attacks, spiritual warfare that I had to come against and pray against. And he was pretty much telling me in that season of my life was pray, you know. But I didn't have to pray much, honestly. It all worked out. But the problem was with Anthony, my season with Anthony, I did have to pray. I had to pray a lot. I was always victorious in like everything I was praying about. But I had to pray things through with him in that season. So this is the woods as we go kind of deep into the woods. And you can just enjoy life. You can enjoy life. Enjoy every place that you go with God. Like God is with us in every single place that we go with him. We just may not recognize what's going on in our lives and what he is showing us. So in the woods, it's just saying that, you know, there's things that haven't been revealed yet. There's just and then this is like, you know, my secret place. I get to go here and no distractions. Nobody kind of interfering with what I'm doing. And so this is kind of like, you know, you see this hill, it's very, very slanted. So I have to go up and down this hill to get to the bottom where the spring is, where I can just sit and rest and relax. So I have been doing a little work, you know, getting down here and back, you know, just a little work, not much, just to get to the place that I need to be. But remember, he wants us in the grassy meadow by the stream. So he wants us where there's just no work to be done. He doesn't want anything difficult for us. So this is kind of the spot I chose. But in talking to you, I might need to pick a different spot later that I have like pretty much no work to do, because that's pretty much where I'm going is the no work realm, the nothing to do realm. I mean, maybe that is the nothing is impossible realm. I'm not sure. Haven't got there yet. This is where I'm at today. So it's a little hard to get down here. To where I need to be. It's pretty steep. I could fall on my butt if I'm not careful. So in the process, he's been really showing me about pride issues, how to humble yourself or you're gonna fall. That's really what he's been showing me with this. You've got to humble yourself or you're gonna fall. But you can get down here. And then when I'm down here, I really like start to humble myself. That's my first go-to is I start with my humility. Maybe I should start on top before I even get here. But there's lots of leaves and it's really slippery. This is where like somebody had put up to camp out one time. But it's just very beautiful here. Nice and quiet where nobody can bother you. And it's just in the middle of these two big hills. Just across the street from me. So my house feels like a little cabin in the wood feel. Like with the windows open and so then I gotta pick a place beside the water. This is like the meeting place. Like where do I want to meet today? Okay. So I'll just sit here along the water. And then we have, let's see, the purple flowers there, and the greens, and the vibrance of life in the spring, summer season. Just so beautiful, so peaceful, so serene. So this is my little heaven on earth right now, but every single thing you should do should feel like heaven on earth. Like every little step you take should be in heaven on earth realm. So not just this. So you've got to take this and perfect it into everything you do. So I'll sit here beside the waters and you know, just start to, you know, thank him for life, thank him for everything that's been happening to you. And then just try to submit in humility. So the way to do this, I found, because we're speaking about our bodies here, and what humility feels and looks like, and what to do in our bodies, not just our mind, like what to do with our hearts inside of our bodies. So humility feels like you're lowering your heart realm. It feels like instead of the ego and me, show what I'm doing, show what I'm talking about, it feels like lowering your heart, like pretty much putting it down a notch up under your chest, like just humbling, like just that word humble your heart, just put it down a little notch, as far as you can take it would be the best, okay? And just realize that everything that's going on is not you, it's God. So you're just allowing yourself to know it's not you. And then as you think about these things, meditate on them, about how this life is not you, is not from you, it's not by you, you didn't do any of this, it's all God. So as you're thinking these things and you get your heart lower and lower in expression, then that's when you can open your eyes the next level and then see God. So you're gonna see God in the picture. So there's been a lot of teachings on trips to heaven and how to see Jesus, how to see God. And I've been like through all those teachings, okay? So you can take whatever resource you want. I kind of like, but you have to do what works for you. Ultimately, you do what works for you, okay? So you can work with the sun. You can work with nature. So even if, so some days it's really sunny here, you know. This day happens, it has kind of more of a lower light. But you have to remember, even in darkness is bright sunlight. So you have to see that with your eye sometimes. You have to see the unseen with your eye sometimes. So this kind of low light, we're not going to see that. We're going to see brilliant sunlight just piercing through the trees and touching our skin, and we feel that heat. We're gonna see the sun. And this is just working through nature, because all of the nature realms reveal everything that's going on in the Bible. So no one has any excuse. If they look at nature, they know the full gospel. So basically, as our hearts are lowered and we're ready to receive something else in that's not ourselves, because we've lowered ourselves so that we can receive something else that's not of us. So basically we start receiving the Son, knowing that it's the Son of God, okay? So we start feeling it and receiving it, and we put it inside of our bodies, like it's going in, like we just start picturing it going in. And then the thing about the supernatural world is it does use like the unseen realm, so it's using the imagination at times, but the imagination used correctly is even more profitable than the real world. So it's not really illusion as much as like what you would use, kind of more like they use the word illusion, like the witchcraft realm. It's more of revelation, because you you're using it in the realm of the spirit by the word. So all of these things are true. So you can stand upon all these things that you are actually seeing in this realm. So you let the light of God in, which you recognize is the sun, it's God, it's the heavenlies, you can let all of that in. You can use nature to show you those things. Or you can literally live internally inside yourself, knowing that you already have those things in you, in your spirit, and you can let those things kind of bubble up and manifest inside your heart too, because your heart has roots and it's rooted down deep into your spirit, man. So you can let your heart feed by its roots into your spirit. You could do it that way. You could just know it's internally there and you're feeding it into there. But the most important part is you're humbling yourself and knowing where the true source is coming from, which is Jesus Christ. So however you tap into Jesus Christ, there's so many different methods. We use it all by faith. So these are just tools that we use by faith and the Holy Spirit to produce manifestations. So there's a wide variety of tools that you can use on a tool belt, and then that's your belt of truth that you're using. So there's no wrong way, and there's no way to say, oh, well, that is evil, it looks like this is evil and this is the spirit, because there could be a cause of confusion to see somebody operating differently than you and they don't know what's happening or how it's happening, and you could call that the devil, and you can't. So you can't do that. And you can't be in confusion about that. As long as somebody's using the spirit and faith and tapping into where they need to tap into, which is Jesus Christ, however the method they use, because we're all individuals and we all can use a variety of things, then that's okay. You do you do what works for you. So another method is just wanting to see Jesus. So you just simply ask Jesus to come. You could do it. You could start with your eyes closed, and you can picture it and ask him to come and see yourself in the room, and then see him, and then him talk to you, and then all of these things, okay? My favorite choice, this is what I like, because I like to produce heaven on earth, is to see him on earth. Just see him come, like where I am today. So I don't really have to close my eyes. I just see him and his presence and what he wants to do for the day. So here we are, and we've humbled ourselves, and we know that this is all because of Christ. It has nothing to do with us. And then we want to be filled with Christ. So however method we use to be filled up, it could be anything. That's the fun in life, is you don't have to be bored in this Christian world. You can always see Jesus in different ways. So it's just important that that's where we stay, because that's where the holiness lies. Is the more we encounter and see Jesus, the more we produce holiness in our own lives. We become a manifestation and magnet to what we see. So that's why it's important to do this daily, to go into a place daily to be with Jesus and God, and to want to see them. Now, you do have to, like, sometimes, if you're hard of seeing and hard of hearing, sometimes you might even have to repent for some things, but you just have to, like, ask for those things to be activated. And even more, I mean, even when people have their spiritual senses activated, then they ask for just more and more and more activation, so that it just becomes clearer and sharper. But really what it is, it's getting back to that childlike nature where you came from, that pure heart you had in the beginning, in a childlike nature. So the more pure your heart becomes, and the more you can see and hear Jesus and the angels and the heavenlies and the kingdom on earth, the more pure your heart becomes, the more you can step into it, the more you don't see anything else. You aren't attracted to anything else. You just, all of the worldly systems just disappear, and everything becomes this heaven on earth reality. So let's do it now. Let's just ask for Jesus to come. So we're just using our childlike faith and the Spirit, our spiritual senses. We're saying, come to us, Jesus, and interact with us today. Jesus, will you come? So look around the area and tell me if you see Jesus. You see him? You see him anywhere? What is he doing? What is he wearing? What is he saying? Do you see his hair, or his eyes, or his robe, or his feet, or his arms? Anybody see him over there? What is he telling you? What is he wanting to do with you today? Can you feel his presence? Can you feel his love for you? Can you clearly just see, and ask to see him more? Just ask him to talk to you, talk to him, see what he's saying, ask him questions. And then just listen and watch. Well, I'm glad that you see him, friend, because I do like every day. And you just need a spot of your own you need to see Jesus more. You just need to see Jesus more. That's all you need to do. And then there's ways, if you ask him to take you into heaven, he'll show you the things that he wants to show you. all you have to do is just be close to the Spirit and Jesus. You're not going to go wrong. He's not going to take you anywhere that that you don't need to be going. He's actually going to guide you to different things about life. So, and you don't have to be afraid. You can just do this and know that it's real. And more you'll know it's real. The more, remember when you got your spiritual tongue and stuff, and you just like, you received it, some of us, but we didn't know if it was really real until we kind of got alone and started using it a little bit in secret to see if it was really happening with us or if it was just us making it up, you know? It's kind of the same way with this. It's kind of like you don't know if it's really happening to you or if you're making it up at first, okay? And then it starts coming into your reality. Like he'll start showing you what you've been talking about with him on earth. He'll start showing you that your encounters have been real the whole time. But the important thing is, it's just to start doing it. And start thinking about life not being just life, that it's showing you different things about your reality. So there's a lot of different things I want to show you. I think this was the first step, but I'm going to produce some other videos as well, because I want to get you to a place of where there's no enemy, there's no Satan, there's just peace and rest. So I'm stepping into this place, and I want you to too.